Good, I'm doing good too. I kind of want to talk about what's been going on lately. A lot of things been going on lately. It's been a little tense between people, everybody fighting, everybody having issues. I want us to have more love, less hate. Everybody repeat after me. More love, less hate. More love, come on, one more time. We can do it now. More love, less hate. All right, so, you know, a lot of things have been causing hatred lately, like racism.
Do you want a hug?
No, not yet. Maybe a little bit.
Let me know. I'm right here.
Thank you. Now, you look like Goldberg, so I'm afraid of you. So the first thing I noticed that happened was AOL released these different racial emojis. And, you know, I'm like, you know, okay, fine, you know, I'm glad. And my best friend, he happens to be white, he sent me a black emoji with a fist up. And I didn't get upset until I saw and noticed that it was the darkest fist in all the list of the emojis. But I didn't say anything. I said, more love, less hate. Everybody say more love, less hate.
More love, less hate.
So, you know, a lot of things to do with this racism, and it has to do with, you know, it's more difficult on me because my wife, you know, everybody, my wife is right there. She happens to be white. There's certain things she can't say around my sisters. I have a lot of sisters at her age. You know, one time she walked up to them and said, hey, you want to hang? I said, no, don't do that. No, do not. No, you don't ask them, do you want to hang, you know? And then, you know, so, you know, once I schooled her to the game on racism, she was a little more, you know, nervous about things. So my family had came over for dinner, and she cooked, and they said, hey, what's for dinner? And, you know, it was fried chicken, but she didn't know to say fried chicken or fried chicken. She didn't. It's difficult when you're dealing with racism, but we wouldn't have to deal with that if it was more love, less hate. It's crazy. And the reason why I'm really saying that we should have more love and less hate is because I don't know who can fight and who cannot fight anymore. I used to be a fighter. I used to fight all the time, but I ended up getting beaten up, so I had to turn my life to the Lord. You see, in the 80s, you would look at someone and you would say, okay, that guy can fight. He looks like Hulk Hogan, a macho man. They always talk like, oh yeah, brother, you know, we love everybody, brother, but if this guy ever says the wrong thing to me, brother, yeah, brother. So, you know, you have to pay attention to people. It was either those type of dudes in the 80s or dudes that wore gis. It does not matter how big or small you were. If you wore a gi in the 80s and you had one of them toy nunchucks and you could do it, you could fight in my book. I knew not to mess with you. But now, today, the UFC done messed the game up for everybody. Dudes 150 pounds can fight now. I went to the grocery store. It was 4th of July weekend. This was a couple of years ago. There's one watermelon left. I'm like, hey, cookout watermelon sounds good. I went to go grab it at the same time. This guy, 150 pounds, soaking wet, grabbed it at the same time. I said, oh, sir, don't worry about it. You can have it. I'm cool. He said, no, I know you wanted it. You can have it. Now, in my mind, I said, no, he didn't. What you mean I wanted it? And I could have it. I don't know how we got from there to the parking lot, but we got from there to the parking lot. He had all his friends with him. I had all my friends with me. And all my friends was like, scoop him, we'll slam him, we'll dust him up, we'll do it. And they were all like, Kimura, guillotine, up and out, up and under, north, and they were saying all kinds of stuff that I've never heard before. So I was like, I don't care. He's 150 pounds soaking wet. He can't beat me up. So, you know, I get ready, I shake it up, I get ready to fight. This dude, he literally looks at me, he says, you really want this? You really want this? You want to fight me? You want to fight me? Come on! Now, there's a point to that. Now,
because he knew you couldn't get off the ground.
No, but I was still standing up. He was the one that was down. So I'm looking and I'm like, did I win? Did I hit him and I didn't know it? I mean, I hit people and they didn't feel it, but I never hit someone and I didn't. Did I win? So I started like victory dancing like I won. He was laying there still on his back, like, come on, come on. So, you know, I'm like, okay, after we fight, in the 80s, when I used to beat somebody up, I would shake your hands, we'd be friends. He's still on the ground. I hurt him. Let me help him up. I reached down to help him up. That's the last thing I remember. I went home. Only reason why I know I went home is because my wife brought me home. When she woke me up, she said, "You got knocked out and your shoulders separated." So I was like, "Well, why didn't you help? Why didn't you jump in?" You know, in the 80s, if you were getting beaten up, you would jump in. She said, "Don't talk to me like that, William. You wanted to fight him. He was only 150 pounds. Why couldn't you beat him?" I got angry, but I didn't want to fight because I wanted more love, less hate. I grabbed her by her arms and I said, "Listen, I'm not going to fight with you." She said, "Let go of me." I said, "No." Now, in the 80s, if a woman wanted to hurt you, she would knee you where it counts. So I was ready. I had all that stuff blocked off. She was trying to knee me. I had arms and I was blocking off. She went like this. I fell asleep again. I was out. I don't know what happened. I was knocked out again. A couple minutes after that, I woke up, went to the bathroom right next to my son's room. I said, "Boy, why ain't your room clean?" He said, "Psh, psh, psh." I said, "I know he didn't. Just look at me." I said, "Clean your room now." He said, after that, I became a Christian. That's all my time, y'all. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.